There have been several famous Boeing 747s over the decades. The Queen of the Skies has delighted many and served a wide range of roles across its decades of service. The jets have also notably been modified to suit various purposes, with roles ranging from engine testbeds, transporting US presidents, to carrying oversized items. Indeed, one of these extra-large items was the American Space Shuttle. However, one special 747's legacy continues long after its time as a passenger aircraft. Let's look at this special bird for today's video. The Boeing 747-400, nicknamed by Virgin Atlantic as Cosmic Girl, first took to the skies on September 29, 2001. The aircraft was delivered to the UK carrier on October 31st of the same year. The Boeing 747-400 bore the registration Golf Victor Whiskey Oscar Whiskey and swiftly became a mainstay of the Virgin Atlantic fleet. Indeed, during her 14 years at Virgin Atlantic, Victor Whiskey Oscar Whiskey was in the air for 66,430 hours across over 8,200 flights. The wide-body jet is listed as having carried 2,506,175 customers. This breaks down to 315,582 passengers in upper class, 338,756 in premium, and 1,851,837 in economy. Of its many routes, the aircraft is recorded as flying between London and New York some 1,045 times. Commercial passenger service could only last so long, unfortunately. Over the past decade, Virgin Atlantic has been modernizing its fleet, moving away from large four-engined aircraft like the Boeing 747 and Airbus A340 to newer generation twin-jet wide-bodies like the Boeing 787, Airbus A350 and Airbus A330neo. On October 29, 2015, Cosmic Girl flew to San Antonio to embark on a new journey with Virgin Galactic and later Virgin Orbit.
We did a worldwide search, and after looking around the world, the best model for us turned out to be Virgin Atlantic's Cosmic Girl.
This is the actual cockpit of Cosmic Girl. We just flew it in yesterday from London's Gatwick Airport.
In preparation for its new role, the lower deck of the cabin was stripped of its interior and fitted with a rocket launch pylon. The apparatus was attached to the pre-existing inbuilt fifth engine mount on the underside of the left-hand wing of the aircraft. The often overlooked feature was part of the original Boeing 747 design and allowed the aircraft to transport a fifth engine in the case of emergency replacements or maintenance needs. This is covered in one of our shorter videos highlighting the time that Qantas needed to ferry a spare engine to South Africa for one of its stranded jumbo jets. In the case of Cosmic Girl, this feature was used for a new apparatus, one that would carry a 70-foot rocket named Launcher 1 containing a payload of satellites. Virgin Orbit repurposed the former Virgin Atlantic Boeing 747-400 to carry the rockets to a height of 35,000 feet before releasing the launcher and braking sharply away to allow the rocket to continue its flight up into space. This was seen as one of the more efficient ways to deliver a payload into low Earth orbit, as the rocket can be launched from this altitude with around 75% of Earth's atmosphere already beneath it.
We flew at 45 degrees inclination. The only way we were able to do that is through air launch. You want to get your customer where they want to be, when they want to be there, and that's what we're all about.
Compared to conventional methods of launching a rocket from the Earth's surface, this airborne launch method reduced the fuel necessary for the rocket to reach its desired trajectory. This made smaller launches even more accessible, as the launcher could carry multiple satellites simultaneously. For Virgin Orbit, its launch missions were named after pop culture icons and popular songs, and were generally successful. The aircraft and rocket combination delivered a series of payloads into orbit for government and civilian companies, including satellites providing data for navigation and climate change research. The company's first successful nighttime launch was codenamed Straight Up, named after the hit Paula Abdul song. This mission led to the expansion of international operations. In late 2022, Cosmic Girl arrived at the newly developed UK spaceport Cornwall in advance of the first orbital satellite launch to depart from Western Europe. The plane carefully brought the rocket to the appropriate altitude, deployed it, and watched the launcher take to the sky. The quote-unquote anomaly on the rocket's second stage led to the mission's failure and the subsequent end of Virgin Orbit's space dreams. Virgin Orbit would go on to liquidate its remaining assets, including Cosmic Girl, which went to the company known as Stratolaunch. In late May 2023, Stratolaunch announced that it had received approval from the US Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware to acquire Virgin Orbit's modified Boeing 747 and its related parts and equipment. According to data from CH Aviation, the orbital launch platform officially changed hands on June 4, 2023. The hypersonic research company confirmed it will repurpose the aircraft to test its Talon A launch system. On the acquisition of the 747 from Virgin Orbit's bankruptcy, Dr. Zachary Crevor, president and CEO of Stratolaunch, stated, "The need for hypersonic testing has never been greater, and we are committed to fulfilling this national imperative. We are making tremendous strides as we continue to enable the future of hypersonic testing. With the recent successful Talon A separation test, we are excited to prepare for our first hypersonic flight of the TA-1 testbed." Simple Flying spoke exclusively to Stratolaunch about the company's vision for Cosmic Girl. The aircraft's existing modifications make it ideal for testing the company's autonomous reusable testbed, needing only the installation of a support pylon. According to Stratolaunch, the Boeing 747-400's range was another key factor in the acquisition deal. This factor allowed the company to supplement its existing testing operations with a second aircraft capable of reaching the East Coast and Australia. At the time of this video's production, the plane is sitting at Aero Pro at San Bernardino International Airport. Here, the aircraft will have its paint stripped in preparation for the Stratolaunch branded livery to be applied. The aircraft will return to Mojave in early December once completed, in preparation for flights to start in early spring 2024. What do you think of the journey of this one Boeing 747 airframe? How many more years of service do you think it'll have? Share your thoughts by leaving a comment down below. Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.